Hey, I'm Noam Weissman, and you're listening to Unpacking Israeli History, the podcast that takes a deep dive into some of the most intense, historically fascinating, and often misunderstood events and stories surrounding Israeli history. And yes, you're hearing back on this feed, so you know what that means. We're back. That's right. Next week starts Season 4 of Unpacking Israeli History. And dear listeners, you're going to love it. As in past seasons, we'll be exploring exciting, intense, and complicated topics. Like, you've heard of Hamas, but what is their ideology and why does it matter? Who was Anwar Sadat, and how did his historic trip to Jerusalem change the future of the Middle East? And we're opening the season with one of the most difficult stories I've ever had to tell on this podcast. The heart-wrenching story of the Ma'alot massacre of 1974. And for the first time, we've produced a 3-part mini-series, which we're calling Israel at 75. As we look back at Israel's founding 75 years ago, we'll be sharing the incredible and, one of our favorite words, complicated story of how Israel came to be. Like we always do, we're hoping for both celebration and exploration. I'm trying to be modest, but I really think this might be the best season yet. We have Tzvi Smith doing fact-checking, we have Rob Pera editing, we have Adi Elbaz as our brilliant writer, and Rifki Stern, my teammate, our producer for this podcast. So I could say it about them. So get ready, and in the meantime, you can brush up on past episodes by listening exactly where you're listening to this now. And of course, email me at noam@jewishunpacked.com. As you know, your letter might even make it onto the show. Yalla, let's do this.